Today we're going to do a really fun one. I'm going to show you how to make a very simple and very yummy carrot cake. So let's get on with the ingredients. 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 2/3 of a cup of vegetable oil, 2 cups of grated carrot, 2 eggs, a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and our last ingredient, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. So those are the ingredients, so let's get started. For our first step, I'm going to get in my 2 eggs. And then I'll get in my oil. And I am using vegetable oil. You can use canola oil if you wish. Then I'm going to grab my hand mixer. Just going to start getting all of this mixed up. Once it's a little bit mixed up, then I'm just going to get all of my granulated sugar right into there. And now I want to mix this really well. You can see that's coming together very quickly. Then I'm going to add in our little bit of vanilla. This is a really fast recipe. And I do have my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Just going to increase my mixer. Incorporate a little air into our batter. You can see how nice this is. Okay, that looks good. Just going to move this off to the side. Bring in our flour. And then I'm just going to quickly combine all of our dry ingredients. And I'll just give those a little stir. And I could have used a slightly larger bowl to make this a little easier, but you just want to get all these together. And that's good. Get my mixer. Get this going. And then I'm just going to start getting it in here. And you can sift all of these ingredients if you wish. This is more of a dense cake, so I'm not worried about it. If you wanted to mix, if you wanted to whisk them in, you can. If you're not whisking, what you want to do is like I'm doing here. Don't dump it all in at one shot, just a little bit at a time to make sure that there are no lumps and clumps. And this is smelling really good now. So make sure it's all mixed. A little bit more. Oh, really smells good. So I'm just going on speed number 1. I don't want a dust cloud. I want to keep everything in our bowl. And our last little bit. And then let's just mix all of that in. Once that's in, I'm going to take all of our nice carrot, get that in, and then just slowly incorporate all of that. I'll get back in the middle here so we can see. And that's perfect, just like that. Now we are ready to fill our tin. What I have here is a 9x9 square baking tin lined with parchment paper. I'm just going to get our really nice batter right into there. It smells really, really good. Make sure you get every little bit. That's why it's always good to use a spatula. Okay, that's good. I'm just gonna make sure it gets into all of the edges here and the corners. Just give it a little tap. And now right into my 350-degree Fahrenheit oven. I'm gonna bake it and I'll come back and I'll tell you exactly how long. So here we go. I baked my cake for exactly 35 minutes in my 350-degree Fahrenheit oven. Right now it's extremely hot, so I'll let it cool down and then I'll come back in a little while. What I have here is a really easy cream cheese frosting. If you want to see a video of me making this exact frosting, you'll see a link underneath my video, or you can click the little eye with the circle around it, which you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. I'm just going to get some of this in here. That's good to start. I'm using an offset spatula, which makes this really, really easy. You can get right into the corners. Now you can frost it in the tin, or you can remove it from the tin, but I find it a little easier like this, because then you can just put it back in your fridge and chill this down, and then you're going to get a nice slice later on. And a little bit more. I don't want to put too much frosting on because I don't want it to overpower the cake. I think that looks pretty good. At this point, I just want to chill this down a little bit so that the icing is a little bit more firm when I cut into it. It's going to make a much nicer slice. So I'm going to put this into my fridge for about 30 minutes. So this is about a half an hour later. This is chilled a little bit. So I just want to make a little bit of a break here. And then we'll pop it out. I'll bring it over on my cutting board. So I can't wait any longer. I want to cut into this. This smells really, really good. I just cleaned off my knife. I'm just going to take a little slice here. I'll get it on my plate. I'll take another one here. Now if you want this icing to be much more firm before you cut it, you're going to want to put this into the freezer and let it sit there for maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and that'll make it a lot easier to cut. I'm going to turn this around, and we must zoom in on this because I want to show you how nice this cake is, and it smells amazing. Now that I've zoomed in, hopefully you can see how nice this carrot cake is. One thing that you may have noticed is that I didn't use any pineapple in this recipe. This recipe is really, really good, and you just don't need it. I'm going to show you how nice this is. Look at how tender that is. Just ready to fall apart. Super, super moist. That's really, really good. I can't say enough about this cake. You have to try it at home and you're going to understand how good this is. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you wish. I really do appreciate that. If you're on Facebook, you can check me out over there, facebook.com/BakeLikeAPro. If you make this cake, please post a picture on my Facebook page. I'd love to see what you made. So that's it for this really fast video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. That is amazing.